Right now, as we speak, Donald Trump's former chief strategist, Steve Bannon, is spending his first night in federal prison. The far-right firebrand reported to a low-security facility in Danbury, Connecticut today to begin that 4-month sentence for defying a subpoena from the January 6th Congressional Committee. The Supreme Court rejected his effort to delay what you are watching right here. That is moments before he went into court today. And this was one of his final messages.
I'm a political prisoner of Joe Biden and the corrupt Biden establishment. I'm proud of going to prison. I have a First Amendment right to have my voice heard. And my voice is going to be heard every day. And more importantly, their voices are going to be heard.
Tonight's inside source is Sam Mangel, who is Steve Bannon's prison consultant who dropped him off today. And Sam, I should just note, just for our viewers, Donald Trump did an interview just a few moments ago claiming that Biden is going to pay a big price for Steve Bannon going to prison. I should note that Biden had nothing to do with what happened. It was because Steve Bannon defied that subpoena. But on what we saw today, Steve Bannon reporting to this facility that you arranged for him to actually go to in Danbury, Connecticut. I mean, tell us, what was he like in the final moments? Had it sunk in that he was actually about to be spending the next 4 months behind bars?
Well, Kaitlan, thanks for having me back. I think anyone going into prison is going to be scared, is going to be nervous. Naturally, when you have somebody that's used to a lot of press, has a firebrand rhetoric, and wants to have the appearance of a sense of bravado and being bold, I get it. But as soon as somebody walks through those gates and the Sally Port door closes, reality sinks in. When we got there, Steve and I and Bernie Kurrick and somebody else drove up the road. We were met by the captain. We walked inside, met with the lieutenant, and it was a very civil handoff. Steve and I went back into the back room. We talked. I reminded him of all the things that he needs to remember and really focus on while he's there, because this is a chance to remove himself from everything that's going on outside. He's not going to have, internet. He's not going to have very limited phone time. His emails will be monitored heavily. His phone time will be mailed heavily. I don't think it really sunk in until he and I were getting ready to say goodbye, and R&D reception came out very nicely. They welcomed him. There was no handcuffs or anything like that, and brought him back to be processed through.
Yeah, I mean, he was quite defiant outside of the actual jail today. He was speaking with Marjorie Taylor Greene and others. I mean, that's obviously his persona that he projects. But are you saying it was different when he was actually getting ready to go in, to have the strip search, to have those moments that it's typical for every prisoner, but, interesting to see it happen to someone who was in the West Wing not too long ago?
He was ready. He was prepared. He went in there. He held his head up high. I think the biggest part of anyone going to that situation is understanding the environment you're going into. When you realize it's not your playground, it's somebody else's, and they call the shots. And the BOP can be very punitive. If someone upsets them or says the wrong thing, they could be subject to some form of punishment. And while his punishment won't get him extra time, it could land him in the shoe for the length of his stay.
Well, you also, though, helped him get into a certain part that's designated for veterans. I mean, what's that going to look like? Does he have a prison job? What does that look like?
So we got him into the vet unit. It's one of the dorms they have there, similar to how we helped Peter Navarro get into the elderly unit. He's going to probably have a job in the library as a library orderly, something that really suits his age and what he wants to do. But he's going to be a number. He's going to, twice a day, 3 times on weekends, he have to stand by his bed and be counted. It's going to be, in many ways, culture shock. And it's a very humbling experience for anyone when they go into that.
No podcasting, right? I mean, that was something one of his allies wanted him to be able to podcast from jail.
No internet access. Can he call into a show? Yes, but he cannot conduct business while he's in prison. If he gets caught conducting business, he could wind up losing all privileges.
Oh, it's fascinating. Sam Mangel, I mean, you obviously were the prison consultant for Peter Navarro. That's who you were referencing there. Fascinating to have you back for this. Thank you for joining tonight.
Thank you, Kaitlan.
Thank you all.